good, y'all? No Mercy, Trap New York shit, NoMercyTV.com. Woo! It finally happened. It finally happened where a white dude dropped the M-bomb during the battle, and look what happened. Where do I start? First off, I'm not familiar with I'm not really sure what league this event went down at. It looks like it was possibly a SIG-U event. I'm not sure. Judging from the venue and just the people that was in the building. I know it's a lot of Jersey people that was there. I would assume that it was SIG-U. I'm not sure, so don't quote me as far as the platform. But the dude who said the word, his name is William Wolf. I'm not familiar with him. This is my first time even, seeing the guy. But, he had some bars in the battle. He said what he said, and then he got punched for it. You understand? And rightfully so. You don't drop them M-bombs during battles, man. You understand me? Now, let me say this, man. I'm not an advocate for, violence and, stuff like that. But, gotta understand, man, a white guy, a room full of black guys, last thing you want to do is drop that word. Like, that's, if y'all remember Malibu's Most Wanted, remember when he was doing a rap battle and he was like, what he said? Because I watched the movie a million times. That movie hilarious. But what he said? The fool felt this boy, hardcore nigga. And then the DJ just stopped the music and then they washed him and threw him out and all that. Like, you feel me? You don't want to do that, man. You understand? And now, it was a lot of things that, transpired via social media as far as this whole situation. So I want to kind of run through it kind of from a timeline perspective almost, as far as like, the beginning to the end of everything. So, what I seen got posted, I was on Facebook, and one of the things I seen was, shout out to Boss Chick Rain, on one of her posts about the situation, somebody posted a video where he was talking to, it looked like the dude that, he was battling. They were talking, and Wolf was saying, yo, if I get to my third round and I say what I gotta say, if you don't steal me, then I don't feel like it's a battle. You understand? Like, alluding to, he's gonna say some disrespectful shit in his round, and he thinks that it warrants him getting punched in his face. Like, he doesn't feel like it's a battle if that doesn't happen. So, you're planning this. Like, you're premeditating this. He said, yo, you told me not to say something. I'm going to say it. As if, somebody telling you not to say something, you want to try to prove a point and say it anyway. Which is disrespectful in itself. You understand? Like, so it happens in the battle. He says what he says. Now, I'm not going to quote the bar. I can't quote the bar, off the top of my head. But, the bar that he said, after he said, I can't say the N-word, well, my nigga, it's after that, it sounded like he was going to say, I just called you one. But some people were saying, no, he was going to say, called your bluff. Either way, you still had intent with that word to use it in a disrespectful manner. It's nothing cool about that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's bad enough it's bad enough if you drop the word, right? That's one thing, to just drop the word, say it in the battle, whatever. But to say it with the intention of, yo, I'm going to call you a nigga and you're not going to do nothing, it has nothing to do with the spelling of the word. It has nothing to do with, like, you're not saying it like, yo, you my nigga or something. No, you're saying it on some, I'm going to say it and you're not going to do anything about it. Like, that's how you're intending to use it. You understand? So, you know, all of that spelling stuff gets thrown out the window. Pronunciation, spelling, like, that doesn't mean nothing. Your intent is what matters. And your intent with the word, based on the context around it, means you were using the N-word to be disrespectful. That's all it is. That's, like, it's really that simple. You know, this don't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. Like, just go watch the shit for yourself. You understand? So, you know, once we get that part out the way, you know, he gets punched in his face, and then my guy, love this dude, man. Like, I rock with this cat heavy, even though he get into so much bullshit. But Stampede, you know, the dude get punched in his face, and Stampede jumps in the way to defend him, you know, and shouts to Stampede, and I rock with Stampede because even though Stampede be on his trolling, semi-bullying type shit, you know, a lot of things that he's been in, like a lot of the situations he's been in, his heart has been in the right place. You understand? Like, on some moral type shit. You feel what I'm saying? So, the problem is, I think a lot of times Stampede gets caught in between two moral choices, and he makes the one that he feels comfortable with. Like, he's not trying to make the choice that, you know, is going to be appeasing to people. Like, he's making the choice that is going to help him sleep at night, which I'm not totally mad at. But you have to understand why certain things are wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if this is your man, and that's how y'all talk to each other in the hood, he grew up with y'all, you know, he say, because believe it or not, in a lot of places in America, when a white dude grows up around black people, they tend to use the word amongst each other. Like, this not a, you know, in New York, that was never really a thing. But, you know, in other places, like in the South, Florida, in the Carolinas, like, you'll be surprised how many white dudes actually, you know, use that word because they grew up in that struggle and, you know, was on the block with all these guys. And, you know, so they identify with them and they use the word, and them guys that they grew up with give them a pass. The problem is, use it in the privacy of your circle. Once it's understood that you're white, and then you come around strangers, like complete strangers who don't know you, and then you feel like you could use the word, that's what creates problems. Why? Because it's not for everybody else to understand, yo, he grew up around black people, he from the struggle too, and stuff like that. No, for the public and for strangers and people who are not familiar with him, he's not allowed to use that. You understand? That's just what it is. People are going to get offended. That's just it. You know, and what Stampede was saying, because I posted it on Facebook, you know, I pretty much made a post saying, yo, Stamp, you got some explaining to do. And the post got like 300 comments, you know, people just going in on Stamp. It was a lot of bullshit going on on that post. But you know, Stampede jumped on and he basically said, yo, you know, what Stampede ended up saying was, he wasn't defending the dude using the word. He was on some, this my man's, he got punched in his face, he's in danger, I'm coming to his defense. And that part, completely understandable. That part is completely understandable. Like, we all, come on, if you go anywhere with your peoples, something pops off, you're going to jump to their defense. You understand? That's just, you know, natural reaction. But at the same time, you have to pull your man to the side and let him know that, you know, what he said was wrong, which I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because dude wound up making an apology video, you know? Now, the apology video, I thought it was tasteful. I thought it was sincere. I felt like he didn't step off his square as far as, him using it around his peoples. Like, I think he understands the point that we were making about it, as far as, just use it around your peoples. Like, don't come around us trying to use that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Wolf, if you watch this, what I'm gonna tell you like this is, don't sit up here and, if you got battles lined up, don't postpone them shits because of that bullshit. You understand? Like, this happens. Like, you feel me? Like, niggas get in fights every day. Like, if you from the trenches and you grew up around niggas and shit like that, you know that fights happen every day. Of course, this happened in the battle rap setting. People are not going to be happy with it, but at the end of the day, you put out your apology. It's not really much else that, anybody can say, because, like you apologized. You understand? So, do your battles. And this is just one of them career things that you gotta, like, if you're gonna have a strong career in this game, these are one of the hurdles that you're gonna have to get over. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the world don't stop just because you dropped the N-bomb and got punched for it. Like, people get punched in their face every day, B. You understand? This ain't no, like, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing where you gotta go crawl, hide under the rock. You got battles booked. You got people preparing for you. Yeah, this is going to be an angle that's used in those battles. All your opponents that was lined up, they are changing their rhymes right now. And they are about to wild on you in these battles. What you need to do is do your own rewriting. Come up with defenses for these battles, etc., etc. And you'll get over this. You understand? Like, people go through stuff in battle rap all the time. People done got into whole fights, whole rumors, and, all types of other stuff, and came back from it. You understand? You're talking about people who are getting paid thousands of dollars to battle. You understand? Like, you're a person who I'm pretty sure you're battling for free at this point. This is it's gonna affect your career for now, but in like 2 or 3 days, people are gonna be off of it. You understand what I'm saying? So, don't get discouraged. Like I said, man, people don't, like, I done took punches in the face, man. I done got beat up before and went right back to school the next day. What's up? That's it. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So, don't let that shit really affect you and get you down and out. Yeah, it's on World Stars, getting a lot of views, and you're probably getting a lot of hit-ups and inboxes and messages, and some good, some bad. But, at the end of the day, man, it's just part of the game. You understand? You got your first clout chasing lesson. You understand? Like, you was chasing the moment. You went about it the wrong way. You paid the price for it. You understand? And it's not really a big price. You understand me? Like, it's not... This ain't one of them things where people gonna try to hurt you or nothing like that. Nah, you did something wrong, and you already felt the full force of it. You understand what I'm saying? So, I wouldn't say push your battles back because of it. Nah, nigga, keep battling. Get in that ring and show that, you're better than that moment. You understand? And, of course it's going to be the thing. You're going to hear about it every single battle. You just are. You understand? Like, there's no getting around it. You're going to hear about it in every single battle. But, again, if people are able to use it as an angle in every single battle, you're also able to use it as an angle for defense in every single battle. You understand what I'm saying? So just, use it to get advantage. You feel what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't, certain stuff ain't even as big of a deal as it is, like yeah, for the first day that stuff happens, it's gonna be a big deal, but after that, man, niggas gonna be off it. You understand what I'm saying? Stampede, like I said, man, Stampede, my guy. Shout out to him. I rock with him heavy. I didn't, really been around him, and I know, like, the type of person he really is. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, when he do things, a lot of times his heart be in the right places. Like, even if he do make decisions that we feel are wrong. So, I don't blame him for stepping to his man's defense. Me personally, right or wrong, you're gonna defend your homie. Like we all know, on a public level, we gonna defend our homies, but on a private, we gonna pull them to the side and tell them, yo, you know you did some dumb shit, right? Like, you understand what I'm saying? So, it really just comes down to, them two having had that conversation, which I'm pretty sure they did, based on his apology video. You understand what I'm saying? So, at this point, and I wanted to blog about it earlier, but I wanted I wanted the story to fully flesh out as far as what happened before I spoke on it, because, I made a Facebook post, and, the post went crazy, and, one of the people who needed to jump on the post and do some explaining, which was Stampede, he jumped on the post and, explained his side. So, we seen what happened. Like, it's nothing that Wolf can really explain. So, you seen what happened. And then in his apology video, he understood, like, why it was wrong. So, it's not really much that I needed to hear from him. But, me and Stampede having that, rapport with each other, like, I could do that. I could tag him in the post and be like, yo, Stampede, you did some bullshit. Like, what is this? Tell us what's going on. You feel what I'm saying? But, aside from that, Stampede, my dude, man, we go back and forth about dumb shit all the time. So, that's saying about nothing. But, yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. White people, don't drop the N-bomb during your battles. It's not cool. You get punched in your face for it. If this should show you that. You understand? And, it was a lot, it was even a lot of funny, posts that I seen in reference to the situation. Like, I think I killed it with my post about, 100 bullets can't use the N-word neither. So, you feel me? Like, but, I seen Twerk make a tweet, talking about, the white rappers can't use the N-bomb except Mike P. But even though somebody like Mike P wouldn't, resort to using something like that. What's funny? I did say that to Mike P a long time ago. I'm like, yo, one of these days you need to drop an N-bomb in your battle. Just on some trolling shit. I'm not saying actually do it. Because, like, as you see, there could be harsh repercussions for it. So, but, yeah, I agree. Like, white people should stay away from the word. Like, white people will tell you that they have no desire to use the word. You understand? Like, using the word is not creative. It's not like progressive to anybody's craft. Like, they shouldn't want to use it, and to use it to try to prove a point, like as if you tough or something like that. That's dumb as hell. Like, nah, it's not completely unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? So, the white people that do understand that, I salute them. And I appreciate them understanding that, that's just not a word that they should be using, But, it was just weird seeing black people defend, him using that word. Like, come on, man. Come on. We not doing that. You know what I mean? Not 2020. We not doing that. We not defending white people dropping N-bombs. Like, nah. We not doing that. We not doing that. Like, y'all grow up around certain people and y'all drop the N-bomb, cool. Y'all use it around them people. But, with people who don't know you, understand that word is going to be taken offensive. So, yeah, you can say what you want, and people are entitled to feel how they want. You understand? It's nowadays, with all the sensitivity and everybody taking everything personal, like, dropping an N-bomb don't even count towards that, because in 2019 or 2020 or 2009 or 2010, you would have got punched in your face as a white person for dropping an N-bomb. So, it's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, just because everybody's sensitive. No, it's really one of them things where niggas been getting punched in their face for that. So, I don't think anybody should use it. So, but that's just my personal opinion on it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. Are y'all mad when white people drop the N-bomb? Do y'all feel like certain people shouldn't use it? I know it's always a common debate about whether Spanish people are cool to drop the N-bomb. One of the things I always say, man, I'm from New York City, man. I'm from Harlem. Spent a lot of time in the South Bronx. Like, people like Fat Joe, like, they're from those areas. You understand? And in those areas, it's always a mix of, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and blacks. And they use the word, But I also understand that in certain areas, the Hispanic people are more like, I guess, bougie in a way. and they move more like kind of like white people in the sense that they try not to associate themselves with blacks. So they don't use the word. So when people come from those type of areas and they see Spanish people using the word, they kind of get confused. So it's really kind of the same thing, but it's on a bigger scale. Like as far as when mixing, when there's urban neighborhoods and there's a mix of like Spanish and black, like it's all around the country. There's neighborhoods where Spanish and black people coexist as one. You understand? So they more often tend to get a pass for using the N word. But as far as white people, like it's more sprinkled and spread around. As far as white people growing up in black neighborhoods, like that's not as common as Spanish people growing up in black neighborhoods. You understand what I'm saying? So, let me know what y'all think. If y'all feel a way about the N word, should nobody use it? Should only certain people use it? Let me know what y'all think about it, and we'll debate it in the comments, man. No Mercy, Trap New York shit. NoMercyTV.com. I'll see y'all soon.